You need pull that thing close to you. By the way, I was looking at something the other day. What are you doing on a building site?
Me? Oh mate, I was off it.
Is it?
Yeah, I love it.
What are you doing?
I'm not labouring that.
But the builder or what?
Yeah, just like fully fucking getting on the tools, mate.
Is it?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What is
I've been around it all my life, so it's different.
What do you mean? Your family like?
Yeah,
builders?
like parents and dad. Yeah.
Is it?
But then my best mate's like has his own building company now.
Oh,
but they're my sites. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like going onto like a random site like the way it was getting spoken about.
So you own the sites, yeah?
Yeah. So they're my houses. That's what I do now. I just do like flip houses and that. Or,
really?
Like, new builds and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Have you got any specialities? Like, you got any tools that you?
Nah, man. I'm just do what I'm told to do.
You're not doing all this mixing the cement and all that.
Yeah.
Is it?
Fucking buzz off it. I swear down. Do you know what's mad though? Honestly, like when you get back home after doing that, you're like fucking hell.
Knackered.
Like you're knackered and you think,
hard day's work.
Like a proper graft, yeah.
Is it? What a beer?
And the crack's good as well. Do you know what, mate? It's the closest thing you're gonna get to dressing room banter. Like I swear down.
Is it?
On the site, yeah, it's wicked.
So you're back with your mates, having a bit of banter, and earning a bit of money.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, no, I'm not getting. I'm just like.
No, but you're gonna make when you
flip
flip
it.
Yeah,
Flip it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
That's good, man.
So it's just like keeping busy. Yeah.
I thought it was like Bob the Builder shit. Like you was like with your mates on a random site.
I ended up like playing into it a bit with it, but just like it's good. I love it.
What did you think when you started seeing the pictures flying around and they were saying that? Were you like confused, or did you take it to heart?
No. I mean, the lads were buzzing off it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, we were buzzing off it.
So who's your gaffer on site? What's he like?
I've known him since I was like 4 years old.
I feel.
Yeah, best mate. Yeah, it's like best man at his weddings.
Does he drill you? Like, does he get onto you?
Yeah, he'll give me a bit of stick and what doing it. Yeah. So yeah, it's mad.
He must buzz off that in the pub with his mates as well. When you're not there.
Oh yeah.
Drinkies get. Listen, if he don't do it, I'll tell him. I'll tell him. I'll let him know. Isn't it? Welcome to a special episode of Rio Presents. I'm Rio Ferdinand, and to my left, Mr. Joel Beya. We've also got former Chelsea, Leicester and Man United player, Premier League winner, Mr. Danny Drinkwater. Danny, I know we were talking about you on the building site and all that, but you know what? I think Mr. Warren Joyce will be delighted with that. Hard work, graft, that's what he was all about, wasn't it?
Oh, he'd love that.
Remember Joycey?
Yeah, he'd love it.
Joycey used to be their coach, under 21s, under 18, under 21s, wasn't he?
Yeah, under 18s.
Reserve team, basically, wasn't it? Like reserve team
Yeah.
United.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I would go as far as to say, I'd like to see what you say, but one of the reasons that all of that generation came through and done what they done.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Would you?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think probably before him, Paul McGuinness probably had quite a bit to do with it.
Yeah.
But definitely Joycey, 100%.
What was so good about him? Like, tell us.
He was just really good at keeping simple stuff. Like, but everything you did simple needed to be like top.
Yeah.
And then, if he wasn't, he'd be on you. But, I don't think you can get away with it now, but he'd be on you like properly.
What's the difference now? Because you've been in this generation and seen the way that they're kind of managed. What was the difference between him? Like, how on you would he be? Give some examples.
He'd be like, for a start, he'd be the one when we was in the gym and that. He'd be lifting the most weights, do you know what I mean?
He's in front of the running.
Yeah, he'd be working hard. So, and he's the coach. So if you're not matching the coach, then there's an issue straight away.
Wow, he's on them, mate.
Yeah, he'd be setting a standard. Yeah, he would. He'd be really good.
We have first team players. If you were injured, you'd go and train with them. Because they were like the reserves, youth
players,
players that were just out of the youth team,
yeah.
And you'd go and train with them. Their warm up, forget the session. The warm up was graft.
Yeah, I think especially with Joycey, he'd make sure we'd be like fitter, or try and make sure he was definitely fitter. Try and match him physically. Obviously, bear in mind you've got like
we're younger
and we know he was naturally strong, but he'd try and bridge the gap 100%, and he was good at it, man. He was really good at it.
He was like. So you had in your team coming through Welbs.
Welbert, yeah, massive one at the minute, and he's flying. You've got Cleverly. So all around like my kind of thing, you had like James Chester, Corey Evans, Robbie Brady, all them. Who else has come through there?
Welbeck, Cathcart was the older?
Cathcart.
So these all had good careers, internationals,
Wow.
All had good careers.
Yeah, proper. Really
like the amount
careers.
that came through that generation, that age, that band of age group was like madness. Like the amount of players just churning out, all good careers, all solid players, all like strong players you rely on. It's good, man.
But it's funny though, because you obviously had loads of values back then. You had good examples, like Rio's generations, even probably generations before Rio a little bit. You could see them. What were the standards like back then?
Oh yeah, they were huge. Yeah, I mean, to get over to that side of the training ground as a kid, like it was, it felt like an achievement in itself. I think that's something that's lost now. Like, so you had we used to come over in that golf cart, and you used to be like,
Remember that?
you used to be scared coming over, joining the boxes. You never used to join in because obviously like you're coming from there, and you're always getting a late shout if you're not in the squad. So you're coming over in the go-kart and you're thinking, oh my God, like I'm done here, straight in the box, I'm gonna get popped. And like I don't think kids have that fear anymore.
Why? Is it because they're better or more prepared or just?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know, but there's like even now, yeah. So I have like this massive respect for you because of what you've achieved and looking up and that as like a first team player when I was like a youth team or whatever. But I don't know. It seems to like it just seems to have gone or faded out a little bit for some reason. I'm not sure.
Well, like the respect levels for the kids that come into the first team.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, and it might be something to do with like. Well, when I was at United, I was doing drinks. I was like, boots had like cleaning boots had kind of dissolved a bit, but I was making drinks. We were cleaning the gym. We were making sure the building was tidy. Like, there's none of that anymore in football.
Just to go back to the golf club, what was that like? What would you get the call early or late on?
Yeah, so if you got the call early, you'd be on the bike, weren't you, in the gym? Yeah. Like that was kind of like the thing. And then if you didn't, you seen it used to come over. You used to be like, here we go, man. used to come over this golf cart, and sometimes you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm buzzing today, get me in." But then other days you'd be like, "Nah, not like,
I'm not feeling it."
Yeah, if you've like been out or whatever, like, and you're like, "Oh, not today." And you used to get in that golf cart, and you just be like, head down, thinking, "Fucking, I'm done here. I'm gonna get absolutely rinsed." But nah, it was. I mean.
So when you used to go over, like, was there any players that you'd think, well, they're going to get on my case, or looked after you, or you got any?
I mean, it was the core of the squad, because like as a kid, I mean, you know what it's like. But as a kid, like you idolize certain players and people, and then next minute you're like, you're in a rondo with them. So it's like, shoot, like, do you know what I mean?
Wait. What were the rondo levels like?
Oh yeah, it was unreal.
Nah,
it was unreal. Yeah.
They were hard for like international players that got signed.
No,
would come and struggle sometimes.
Like
so, that a youth player coming in would be like. I mean, I chat to Welbs and Clevs quite often now, and that's one of the things that they talk exactly the way. That's why I was laughing, because the way that he spoke there is the way Clevs 100% speaks all the time.
Obviously, you have the speed and stuff, but in the rondo, especially the first team at that time, like they can see things that like young players can't see, and it's just mad. I think you need to be involved in it, or you need to be there watching it to kind of grasp what it's like.
Who was the best when you went there and you saw he's never in there, he's hardly in there?
Do I have to say Rio? Yeah.
No.
I was never the best. He was obviously like unbelievable, but I'd say Scholes.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say Scholes. Yeah.
He was a joke, and he used to. The mad thing about Scholes, he wasn't just like he's playing safety balls. He was playing mad difficult balls. But like with his touch, sometimes he just. Swipe the ball there and the ball just spins off there, like doing mad things, and it's like, bro, I'm just trying to get it from A to B. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get it to my man, quick as possible, right? And I don't want that bib. But it was, it was. I look at them. I said that was my best part of training.
Really?
I loved that part of training. It was the best bit. Yeah. But the only thing is, I think when you guys were coming over, I was in the older box, so the young kids would never come into our box. Really, every now and again they might, but it'd be more like they come to the first younger box where Cristiano, Ando, and a few of the Shazy and that would be in that box, and Wes, and then every now and again the coach would go, right, one of yous go over there, and they'd probably send one of yous over, and then that's when it was like, rah, they're under it. That was one of the batches where you go, there'll be a lot of pros made out of this.
Yeah.
I think that was Joyce's thing. I'm not making footballers just for Man United. I'm making footballers to have careers, wherever that may be.
That's serious.
And if you see the careers, like for instance Danny, like it's ridiculous to go and produce a Premier League winner like that who didn't make it at Man United but fucking had an unbelievable career in that sense. So like, for him, he must be sitting there proud, man. Just talking about Leicester, midfield partners.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a huge part of any team that's successful. You won the Premier League. You and N'Golo Kante were like an unbelievable partnership. Tell me about that partnership with him.
He's almost everywhere, but without being where you need him, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So in like say in a flat 4-4-2, you're always working on like kind of ups and downs with your partner, one's attacking, one's defending. He would do everything. So if I'm looking to receive the ball off the centre back, he's probably there on the other side. And then if I'm looking to like get forward, he's already caught me up from receiving the ball himself. So it's just it's hard to put into words how good he was for that, especially for that team that year. It was unreal what he did.
Was it a lot of coaching between years, or was it just something that was just like it was born out of?
Nah, because I mean he arrived in England, so the conversation wasn't like it wasn't fluid. Do you know what I mean? His English was broken, so you'd be trying to talk with your hands a lot. But it'd click and it just worked. It just worked so well.
What was your first meeting like when you first met him? Take us back to that. Do you remember anything about that?
I just remember me, like all the lads and that, we were like, we've just got to the Premier now and we just survived relegation. We need like somebody who's going to have a bit of stature or
Powerhouse,
exactly. Yeah.
And
then
you signed Kante.
He walks in, League Two, French, and then you're like, what are we doing? And he trains a few times, and I think he got injured. Pretty sure he got injured in his first week. And we were like, oh, there goes like the centre mid. And then Andy King did really well. Kante got fit, and then the rest is history.
Was he a match player, or was it because in training some players you just don't see any of their attributes in training, but they get to a match and you go, oh my god.
No, he was a bit of both. He definitely turned on in the games. It was hard to see how good he was for the games in training because his ball retention and getting the ball back and winning out of like positions where he shouldn't even be. You can't really do that in training. But then when you got to a game, obviously it was just so easy to see. And being there on his team, and I don't know how many times he's won the ball and passed me the ball, but it must be mad. It must be mad the amount of numbers he's got.
Is he the best partner you played with?
Yeah, as a centre midfield partnership, 100%. Yeah.
81% pass rate completion. By the way, the season you won the league.
Who had that?
Kante.
Is it
high?
What did he have?
Mad, yeah.
I think it was in the 80s as well. To be fair, yeah, it was really high. It was like a percentage or two different, but I think
amount of balls he was playing to Vardy, over the top, it shouldn't have been that much. It was a hard ball.
Yeah, a lot of long balls, but Vardy would chase everything down. He'd make a bad ball look good.
What was he like to play with?
To play with, yeah, really good.
Is it
really good? He'd turn a hopeful pass into something that looked.
He made you look better sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. You could be like 50-50, like pinch the ball off the opposition and just literally hook it behind the fullback, and he's going to chase it down. And with his pace, he's probably going to get there as well.
It's mad because what he just said there don't happen in today's game.
No, it doesn't. No
win
way.
it off the opponent and play it in behind the defenders. Everything's win it back right there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's mad. It's different, isn't it?
Yeah,
did you notice that because obviously you've gone through different generations, haven't you? So when you was playing Leicester and before, it would have been a lot about that.
Yeah, I think with that it was almost turning as we were doing it. I think that's what surprised a lot of teams. They probably weren't expecting us to do a lot of that, but we stuck with it all through the season. And then I think obviously Pep going to Man City is kind of everyone's kind of philosophy in it. So I think us like sticking to what we knew and what we were good at, probably even later on in the season, was still taking teams by surprise. I think.
Do you like the football now in that sense, or do you prefer the way that you played when you was at Leicester, like a bit more direct, like in my generation?
I mean, I love little passes. I do love little passes, but I like keeping the ball, little triangles. Like I totally get it. It's great to be a part of, and no doubt it's good to coach. But for that team, we couldn't have done that. We couldn't have played that football and won that league. No way. No way.
But you know what I remember about that team? I think you're almost doing yourself a disservice sometimes, because I remember you did play triangles, but you played it to be able to play that ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was always where we wanted to finish. Yeah. Like if there was a sequence of play, little triangles, switch of play. Claudio was massive on switches of play.
Was he?
Massive. He used to tell me to not even look, receive the ball off the fullback, touch with my left and just hit it.
Is it?
Yeah, he used to say, don't look, or Brighton or Riyadh. And Riyadh would bring anything down. His touch is a joke.
Riyadh's touch was nuts. That was one of the silkiest touches I've seen.
He's just class him.
Is it?
Just stinks of it, yeah.
He stinks of class.
He's another one, isn't it? Like people didn't really know much about him before.
No, exactly, yeah.
What was it like when you saw him in like training? Did he stand out a little bit more than Kante initially?
I remember the first session, yeah. So he'd come in, he'd got like, he's almost got a bit of swag about him, and he's got this like blonde flick of hair, and we're like, fuck, who's this guy now coming in here? Bear in mind, we're all close set of lads, just like come through the ranks or whatever. And I've tried moving him off the ball, like proper run into him, and he's just stood there, and I'm like, and he's tiny. He's tiny.
He's skinny, isn't it?
Yeah, tiny. Yeah. And I'm like, whew. Like I'm thinking, like, can I just hit a brick wall there?
Wow.
Yeah, he's mad strong.
Did he fulfil all the potential he had, do you reckon, Mahrez?
I think City probably could have got a bit more out of him.
Yeah.
I think towards the end. I don't think he should have gone, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I mean, he's just an hard player to replace. I mean, even now, I think like
Ain't replacing him, have they?
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because they got Savino, but Savino is not better.
It's not
He might be in the
Mahrez.
future, but right about now,
No,
it's not
I don't
Mahrez.
think Mahrez got the credit he deserved. Like he was better than people give him credit for.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because all the players you see play with him and go, listen, mate, Mahrez was like levels, but I don't think he ever got that.
He's got like 4 Prems.
But even at Man City, I don't think he
And
was
FA
even
Cups and
regarded like super player.
I'd say personally, my best player was Hazard. Like that kind of tricky speed. Like I'd say it's Eden, but Riyad's not too far away from him. No way.
That's a big
And he
statement.
doesn't.
That,
I know, but he doesn't get talked about like in the same levels. Like I said.
Is Eden the best player he played against?
Yeah, I'm played with you 100%.
Right.
100%.
What was he like?
Mad. He'd be in training, laces be undone. He's not really a trainer. He wasn't a trainer, and it'd be cold. He wouldn't have run anywhere, and he'd get the ball in like a small side. It'd like 3 or 4 players, and he'd go in the back of the net. And he's not even trying. That's the mad thing about it. He wasn't even trying.
Mad, isn't it?
Mad.
I keep hearing that his laces were undone. Like, well,
He wouldn't take training serious. He didn't need to because he know how good he was in a game.
When the manager would let him do that.
He'd have to.
this is big.
I don't think they liked it. I definitely know Conte didn't like it.
Is it?
Yeah, he didn't like it, but you've got no
What can you
option
do,
to play
innit?
him because he's gonna 100% like he's gonna win you the game, but I doubt.
Like Ronaldo at United, we messed about for we covered for Ronaldo a lot in our team. Players sacrificed for him, but he still grafted his body. You know what I mean? Got his body to certain levels all the time, and I don't think Eden that probably hurt him in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember Ronaldo when he first come, and he was like again he was nowhere near the size he was. Was he?
You said that inspired you, didn't you?
Oh, massively, yeah.
You
Was
said
it?
that, yeah.
Yeah, massively. So, and he had a tricky start, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I remember he come back and he looked like he looked like he smashed the gym for a whole year, man. He was just, and then I remember thinking like, wow, like he's at the first team and he's doing that. Like we've got ages to go. And I remember after that, then I started taking gym serious.
Is it?
Yeah, after that, yeah.
That's what I mean. You need an example somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you get the manager can tell you because they would all been telling you. And that's the thing as a kid. We all go in the gym sometimes as a group with a team. Most of the time, there ain't really anyone that goes in and goes, right, I'm a full blast 100 mile an hour when you're with a group.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Difficult because you're having a laugh, bit of banter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true,
I mean,
definitely. Yeah.
And it's not till you take it seriously and go, I'm going to go on my own and do my own bits specific for me.
That's
Then
mad.
it started, and that's what Cristiano probably changed in the
dressing room.
culture.
You obviously, Rio just mentioned Hazard there. Have you got any other like midfielders that you played against? You're like, whoa, quality, insane.
Cesc Fabregas was a joke, and he was unbelievable. He was like obviously like so. Scholes was like my pinnacle midfielder, and then after I played against Cesc quite a few times, and then when I played with him, it was like, oof,
Is it?
yeah, he could see things as well, mate. Like
Yeah,
just
mad. He
speed.
played forward
Yeah,
quick, innit?
Yeah,
That's the thing I always used to think about Cesc. I don't know about you, you could tell me different. Good foot, when you see you guys, a good footballer, when you get on the pitch and how quick he could get the ball and play forward, and how often he'd want to play forward was different to a lot of midfielders. Most of them will get it, and like if it's a cert to play it and it's a big gap, I'll play it. But him, he only needed a small window, turn, bang, punch through, then they're onto you. He was good, man.
it's something he'd push in training at big time.
Would he?
Even if like if we was saying in like a small sided game and it was quite tight, and you were looking to bounce a pass and that, he'd be pushing you to hit the front man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I always see it in a game, and it's always easy when you watch. You must say the
Yeah,
same
it
thing,
is,
but
it's
you're
true,
watching a
yeah.
game and you're going, fucking pass it forward, man. He's on. The forward's on. But like, and Bruno gets ridiculed for it because he plays forward, Bruno.
Yeah.
But like, I sit there and think, fuck, you got to pass it forward. He must go mad. But talking about Bruno, what do you think of Bruno? He's on fire at the minute.
Yeah, he's on fire. Yeah. Number wise, he's untouchable at United. He's carried him, hasn't he? Whether or not he's a captain, I want to sit on the fence with that. But he's carried United for a couple of seasons now.
That's interesting. Why'd you say you're not sure
I
if he's a
don't.
captain
It's just
or not?
personally, he's just not my kind of captain. I'd like someone leading me out who's gonna like almost chest out and that. Not saying he doesn't do that.
Old school, isn't it?
A bit more old school, yeah. But I think that's just me as kind of playing a person, really.
What's your thoughts when you look at Man United's midfield nowadays?
To be honest, I don't watch him a lot anymore. I don't find him entertaining, really. As much as I love the club and stuff, obviously they've had a period where it's been frustrating for every fan, and hopefully, like, you know, they can turn it around. But I've not found it very entertaining to watch.
Do you reckon at your peak you could have played in the current midfield?
At my peak,
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Whether I could or not, I don't know, but I'd like to think so.
Definitely. Premier League winning Drinkwater.
No, the way Man United, not just in the team, because almost anyone, but the way they're playing now, like, would you
Almost
have been able
anyone. Look at the disrespect. Oh my God! I didn't even realise.
Come on, they're not really pulling trees right now, are they? So it's just like you lot are celebrating being
Ain't lost in
13.
7.
Do you see what I mean? Look at the standards. But like,
We're clutching at straws
you
here.
know what I mean? But if you look at, for example, we talk about Bruno and stuff like that, but when you look at the way their midfield is, like, do you reckon you could slot in, make a difference?
Yeah, I'd like to think I could make a difference.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Interesting.
You know what? A mad thing. I'd like to get your take on this. Is like Casemiro.
Yeah.
The other day, the owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, said about some players been overpaid and name checked a couple. How would you deal with that in a change room? Like underperforming and overpaid. That's what he said. Imagine that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that said about me.
I'd be fuming.
Yeah, you would. You know, and Casemiro, look at his career he's had. He's, you know, whether he's coming to an end or not, he's still earned what he's earned. So, and he'll affect the team in a good way. Like, there's no way you can be a positive role model like him and have a negative effect on the team. I can't see that happening.
I agree. It's true. You don't, do you?
Well, it depends on some of these performances, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think of late he's been better, you know, United as a team, but sometimes it's a hard watch, innit? I've spoken to United fans at some point in the season, and they were like,
yeah.
Sometimes some players need the team to function for them to function.
Yeah.
Not all players can be like like a Bruno. If I play well, the team plays well. Not everyone's like that. Like, you need the structure of the team to be working in order for you to be able to be secure in your position. I think Casemiro is a bit like that.
Like Rio said there, if you put him in a team that's functioning, I know he's not in a team that's functioning, but if you put him in, like, say, a prime United team, he'd be like probably the best midfield in the league. I know it's not, and it's speaking ifs and buts, but
you lot got your United hats on.
I agree with
right
what
now.
he's saying. Seriously, if you put him in a team where there's not big spaces around him,
Yeah.
I think he does what he's doing at Madrid. Because at Madrid, it's not like his legs have fallen off since then. He's probably fitter now than he was at Madrid. But he's playing in a team where he's giving the ball to Tony Kroos.
First season,
Yeah,
I
I
agree with
agree
that.
with
I agree with
that.
that. I agree with that.
Do you know what I mean?
But first season he looked good. First season he looked tops.
Yeah.
Since
but
then,
the spaces in the team are different.
Oh man! But look, we've spoken about partnerships. For example, yourself, Kante. But let's dig in more into the Premier League winning side at Leicester. Yeah. So you got things like team spirits, man. What's the most important ingredient in creating that togetherness?
Getting along, spending time together and getting along. That Premier League season, we was probably on a night out, a team night out together at least once a month. Like a massive chunk of the squad.
How are you getting the table?
The owner would sort it out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the owner would sort it out.
What's the owner was booking tables for you lot on nights out?
Yeah, so he used to, honestly, I've never seen or like known anything like it. He'd like, even at the casino, we wouldn't be gambling, but he'd have a room, like a full function room. After the games, we'd go, you know, we'd have a meal for us, like drinks, it was unreal. What he used to do for the lads was...
That is so against what goes on now. Like, who did we speak to the other day about Tyrone Mings? They're in a Champions League quarterfinal now. And then I went to him, must have a night out after the game, messing about. And he went, no, we'll all go our separate ways. I was like, rah. It's just so different to teams I played in and obviously the team you played in. And that wasn't even long ago.
No, that wasn't too long ago. No.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
And he was doing that up, and if we lost, like if we won, regardless, he'd be even the season before where we had that massive relegation battle. We'd be out. It was mad.
Was Ranieri okay with it as well?
At the start when he arrived at the club, no,
no,
I didn't like it. But I think, you know, the more he's seen it help and the more he was involved in it, I think the easier come for him to accept it. Yeah.
Was it like basic nights out, or was there like fancy dress and stuff like that?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we had like the fancy dress Christmas dues and all that. Even still, like at Leicester, like in the Prem when we win it, we still like did the whole. Pretty sure it was Dublin. Dublin fancy dress, yeah.
What did you go as?
I think what did I go as that year? I don't know, mate. One that sticks out though. We went as like the four of us Me, Kingy, JMO, and Hames went as the Turtles. That was in Copenhagen.
The Ninja Turtles.
It was brilliant. It was class. Still got a group called the Turtles. And that.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, it was class.
That is
Love
sick,
that.
man. Was that pizza thing real though from Ranieri? Like, because obviously the media caught on to it, but like,
Yeah,
you play
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, I remember he used to do. Did you ever used to clock him do like ding-a-ling?
Yeah.
And like he bought us all bells and that for Christmas.
No.
Yeah, Banter, yeah.
That is nuts, isn't it?
Mad. Come in like thinking, oh, it's a watch. He's like, ding, ding, ding. Merry Christmas. I was like, oh, fair play.
That is.
So that's the thing, though. Team spirit. Like everyone always says, how do you build team spirit? And that generation was through like socialising, and
Yeah,
going out, having a laugh. Even when you lot won a league, it was all about socialising, going out.
Yeah.
You went around Jamie's house, didn't
Yeah,
you?
Bards, yeah. I had a
Vardy,
big party at Bards, yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's
mad.
crazy.
But you look at that and you just go like, they were a great team on that year. It's probably the most like, it's the biggest achievement I think in Premier League history, that to win the Premier League at Leicester. But like without the togetherness, it don't happen, does it?
Nah, not at all. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Jose said it the other day. Did you see what Jose said when they asked him?
No.
Greatest Premier League achievement ever. What Pep's done or what he's done? He goes, nope, it's what Ranieri did.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know
That's
Ranieri?
class,
Did he create a system for the players that were there, or did he fit players into the way he wanted to play? Because we're seeing new managers come in now. This is a big question always, isn't it?
He didn't change an awful lot when he first come. He obviously had, Riyadh was there, but then Kante arrived, and he was just almost like just tweaking bits, but obviously in a good way. Like for me, for example, I think he liked naturally how I love playing long passes, and then he saw that with the switch of play where he'd advise and help like where I should be playing it, like what kind of speed, look or not look. And I think he did that with every individual, and then it just kind of like all gelled nicely.
So he'd have said that to you, and he's probably going to go to Riyadh or to Albright and go, when he gets to you, just make sure you're there.
Yeah.
Be wide, high and wide.
If I received the ball and I played that pass and it didn't hit Riyadh or Mark, he wouldn't be saying to me, like, stop playing the pass. He'd be saying to Mark or Riyadh, like, you need to be in them positions.
That's nice for you.
Yeah. It's like a free pass. Love it. Just turning at the ball. Sound.
But listen, moving on to Chelsea, obviously we covered Leicester and what a great time that work was. But going to Chelsea after playing Champions League at Leicester, which was amazing as well. What was that like, making that move to Chelsea?
No, it was good. I mean, obviously, hindsight now, it was bad, but it was... I just wish it happened quicker. So it was the season we won, I was supposed to go. They had a falling out with Leicester, like regarding the N'Golo's kind of fee and stuff. So they said, just be patient. They came again in January, and I said, I want to stick out the Champions League. And then they came again in the summer. But like it happened so late in that window. Like, so I've had 2 windows previous where I thought I'm going. So my head's kind of like in it, but not in it. And I want to kind of concentrate on Leicester, the second window. And then the third window, I was thinking, shit, this ain't going to happen now. So like I've committed like mentally to getting myself to Chelsea. And then just it happened so late in the window. I just, if it was, I would have liked it to have been sooner. So I could have done pre-sit, or I could at least done, so I signed injured, but I could at least finish my treatment there at Chelsea and then started like pre-season with them rather than pre-season at Leicester. It just helps you like settle in, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's not considered by many fans, is it? If you miss pre-season or it doesn't start the way you need it to, how impactful that can be in a bad way.
So I've only ever missed 5 pre-seasons. I know I've had like, 16 to 20, maybe like 15 to 20 pre-seasons. I've missed 5. All 5 are at Chelsea.
Wow.
All 5.
All through injury?
All through injury, yeah.
Wow. That's telling that, It's the worst point in your career.
Oh, it's and I don't think you realise how important it is until you've missed one. Because like I loved, like part of my game was to run over the other midfielders. And if I'm not fitter than everyone else in pre-season, going into that first game, that's a big part of my game gone.
It's mad, isn't it? Even I didn't consider that at all because we don't get them stats. You don't understand it. Well, what's it like mentally then in that situation when you know you're going into it having not had a pre-season? Is your head falling off?
Yeah, I mean, you're almost like thinking, fucking hell, I've got to chase again. Like I'm chasing my fitness again. And then obviously the more by the third and fourth. And so pre-season at Chelsea's, you're playing like, you've almost got two squads. So you've got like the team and then you've got like, not development, but you've got like, it was like called the loan squad basically. So it's players all coming back. They won't be on the first team though, but they'd be like on the 21 pitches. So mentally, like the third season, I was in that squad, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing here, man?" Like,
just won the Premier League and that.
Yeah, your head's gone. Like, so you're just thinking, just get it done for yourself, get us fit. But the standards, like,
that's good.
Nowhere near where you want it to be anyway. But then, I mean, credit to like Cudicini, Makelele. Like those kind of guys at Chelsea, they'd be taking the loan squad, and all them lads there don't really want to be there. They want to be either at Chelsea first team or at another first team. So for them to like manage that anyway must have been a hard gig. But like my third, fourth, and fifth, I was there and I was thinking like, what the fuck am I doing here, man? This is mental. So,
how hard is that? Like so when you're in that situation. What's your conversations like with someone? Was Conte there still?
No, Conte had gone, yeah.
Who was the manager then?
So it was after Villa, so it would have been Lampard.
So what are your conversations like with those managers? Go back to Conte first. You had Conte. What was it like when you went in with him?
Oh, I loved Conte. I mean, we had a bit of, I wouldn't say falling out, but like players and managers do, they just like clash a bit, but I loved him. Thought he was really good. And he was a genius, man. Like listening to him in his meetings and stuff, as long as they were, and probably like, it's like as a player, you don't want to be in meetings, you want to be out on the pitch, but the stuff he used to say and like his patterns of play, used to be like, where's he got that from? That's unreal, that.
Was you his signing? Like,
so when I signed, it was Michael Emanolo. He had this vision of the club, which massively like, I wanted to be involved in. He wanted to like take Chelsea back to like, to have this strong like English core and then to have all these like magicians off it. So he always said like Terry, Lampard, and then you obviously had Drogba up front. He wanted like almost kind of like a strong spine, and he's seen like me and N'Golo in that spine. So I was buzzing with that because obviously played with N'Golo, know how good it worked. And it's not at Leicester now, it's at Chelsea, which is, it's a step up in club, like, no doubt. So I think when he left, it started, I think he left in like, I think it was like the January, I think he just left after January. But when he left, I started to see like just cracks in the club really, especially from my side.
What would have been the cracks that you'd seen then?
Michael was like from the owner and the board in between the manager. So he'd be like listening to the manager, and then Michael would be telling the owners what he thinks, what the manager thinks and stuff. And there was just none of that. So I think after he left, it was just kind of like, so the plan that I thought was going to happen, it just took a big U-turn. And
do you know what? I've got to be honest, I've been in that situation outside of football where someone sells you the plan and you buy into that wholeheartedly and you go, this is me. And then you're in it and you're going and then it changes.
Yeah.
The change ain't a problem if the communication's good.
Yeah, and that's
if there's communication, then it.
There was no communication after that.
Wasn't there?
Nah, there was, and that is. I mean, communication is massive in every relationship, whether it's like business, personal, or whatever. Like all you do is you need a chat, don't you? But I think the way I did commit, like I bought a house down there. I was going to meet my family, like literally like relocate everything to get near the training ground to like give it a good go, because I know they spent a lot of money and I wanted to like kind of repay it. So all I wanted to do was give everything that I could to that kind of position. But I think it was like 6-7 months in, I was like, whew.
Was you straight away?
Yeah,
like
I was like, this isn't going to work here. I knew like, I was trying to think what it was. So in that summer, so I signed in the summer, January had gone, and then the summer I was trying to leave. Yeah.
But why?
I was trying to leave.
What is it that's made 6-7 months? That's early.
Yeah, I know, but it's just because I was injured a lot, and then I was playing in and out of the team. I don't know. It's embarrassing, but was it like 12 matches I played in my first season?
Yeah.
Like
22.
22.
Yeah,
It's
22. Yeah.
not,
It was. I think it was 12 in the league. I think.
Was it? Yeah, and
22
then
overall.
12 in the cups,
Something like
FA
that, yeah.
Cups and stuff. See, and I was used to like consistent football. That's like how I get the best out of me as well. And I was just getting frustrated. So I think it was just a few things like that. I think, and I was like, and then obviously like Michael left, and I was like, this is just going tits up basically. And then towards the end of that season, they pulled like a few of us to the side and was like, so this is going way towards the end of the season now.
This is after in your first season?
During my first season, but like towards the end. So I think it would have been around like the final time and stuff. So basically they said like, oh, we recognise you as players who have had falling outs with Kante kind of thing, and we're looking to like change manager and solve a few issues. Like we need your kind of experience on Kante and how he's handled you kind of thing. So I think they were just looking for
support.
They were looking for support as a club against the manager, just to figure out what they need to figure out. But I mean, like to bring in players for that, it's just madness.
Well, and your reaction was like, I'm not going to get involved in that.
Nah, because then you listened to what they had to say, you walked away, and then, you have other stuff like, oh, it'd be good for you, if you get behind the club with this. And I'm like, no, I'm meant to play football, mate. I ain't looking to get involved with politics. Like, morally inside, I'm like, nah, I can't throw him under the bus here. Like, he's brought me to the club. He's a nice guy. Fair enough, he's not done like a world of trouble with me or against me. Like I'm not doing this. So I ended up sitting on the fence with it, like basically saying, is made mistakes, but nothing big enough to like hurt me, like away from football. So sweet.
So obviously this is a different regime to today. This is a different regime to now.
Yeah,
it's the old regime.
Yeah, it was tough. It was weird. I think even the season directly after that, like with Sarri, that was like a strange one, because at the start I felt I was in. So like the past season gone, like what happened with the club had gone, and then I was in, and then last minute in the window again was told I wasn't part of the plan. So right, okay, like reset, whatever. And then like going in the seasons after that, knowing I was in that loan squad, is you almost feel like you're just getting wasted. I
mean, for those listening, second season was one appearance, which was in the Community Shield. Right. Yeah. So, but that was the last time you ever played for the club. Like, besides putting you in the loan squad, and you've said you could see what was happening, how clear did they make it that, you know what, mate, you're done here?
No, not really. I mean, I remember, was it the second season?
That's probably the killer as well. You want to know.
Yeah, you want to know. I remember going to see, so the third season, I remember I went Burnley, Villa, obviously didn't work out, but I came back, and to be fair to Frank Lampard, I spoke to him, and he said, I thought you'd come back fitter and stuff, like due to what's happened. But I was like, Gaff, I've just torn my quad. Like, I can't come back too fit because I'll just go again. So I've had to like kind of, and he was like, I think it might be best you go and search for some football on loan again. So with that, I was like buzzing. At least you've given me like a clear kind of path that I can kind of go on. But before that, it was non-existent really.
So you're going into training, right, for all this time. What's your morale like? What are you doing in training? Like, because you have to be there. Do you have, for those like me watching,
hard, man.
how many hours you train? Couple of hours a day? Like,
yeah. So I mean,
are you taking your foot off it and just saying,
oh yeah, massively. That second season because that second season when I knew I wasn't going to play after when Sarri was there, I thought like, there's no way I'm getting treated like that. And so when I go on loan, I lose my image rights. So it's not all about the money side of it, but that's a big chunk of dough I'm just giving away to go on loan. And then so I'm
just explain that to people that don't understand.
So image rights, you can on your contracts you get. You can get paid through image rights, and it almost like takes a cut of your wage, but you have to be at the club obviously to get it, otherwise it's just void because you're not image rights via Chelsea.
Oh, so you're almost halving your wages at times.
I got a big chunk taken away, yeah. So looking back now, I want it because my loans didn't work.
You don't want to go on loan then, innit?
That's what I mean. So that second season, I was like, okay, no chance. I'm parking up here. I'm just going to get my head down. I'm going to go again because I know how quick the turntables work at Chelsea with managers and players, but I'm going to go again in the third season. I mean, but I probably shouldn't have done that because then I was 12 months like without a game, and that killed me. That
and that takes me to like where fans, and you must have had it when you're walking around and seeing fans where fans are going because they don't know the detail what you've been explaining to us. They're going, he's just sitting here taking the money. What's your kind of rebuttal to that?
I think if they knew a bit more about, you know, the differences rather than it being like you just sat there taking the money, like that is not as simple as that. It never is for any player. Like even like Casemiro, like if he wasn't playing now, he's not just sat there taking the money. He's moved his family over to England. There's loads of things going on with it. So the whole Kante thing. So I ain't going on loan. I'm sitting here. I'm gonna show you that I ain't gonna be a part of your loan system. Like I ain't doing it. So I'm gonna give you a nudge back. And you know,
would you do anything different now?
As in the move and stuff.
Yeah, no. When you're at Chelsea, would you if you could go back and change anything?
Yeah.
What would you do differently yourself?
Throw Kante under the bus. No, I'm joking.
You'd have had games. You'd have had medals.
I would have been playing. I would have gone out on loan that first. The second season. I wouldn't have waited.
You would have forgot your image rights and just gone.
Yeah, I would have forgot it, Forgot my image rights and a bit of ego that popped in.
It is mad though. Ego plays a big killer of men, you know. Ego. Because it's like, I ain't letting you do this to me. That's what you probably start thinking. You ain't doing this to me and I'm going to come back for you. You can't just get away with that. So what about the pros at the club? Were there any pros that helped you get through this period? Like any senior was Aspilicueta would have been one of those.
Yeah, Aspi was really good, to be honest. And even I remember Czech was kind of floating about the building then. They'd always. I mean, so just a quick one there. Like Aspi's like my kind of leader, who I'd want, like, or like a Rio, or like an Aspi, or like as a captain. Do you know what I mean? Just speaking about Bruno. Yeah. Tony was really good. All the kind of, and Tony's quite young actually, but.
Rudiger.
Yeah.
Did you expect him to go and do what he's doing now?
Knew he was good, like really good, but like I'm buzzing for him now. He's class, and he's a proper good guy as well. Yeah,
he's a funny guy. Looks funny.
Good
he's class, man. He's really good.
Man, so for example, obviously we know, like you said, Aspilicueta, good words. Anything specifically that the likes of him, or I don't know, I'm throwing names like Eden Hazard. Was there interactions with you? You're not playing. Is it like cutthroat? Because I spoke to Rio and Owen Hargreaves, and they were like nothing but sharks in their dressing room. How did it? I'm guessing. Did you really care about the players that weren't playing? Let's be honest.
You only cared about people you thought could impact the first team.
Okay.
So I'm presuming they thought that Drinks could have impacted the first team. He's not around it. I would have thought.
And that Chelsea squad's different. You know what they're like? They have like 3 squads.
Yeah, there's a lot of players.
Any specific words that certain players said to you?
Looking back, actually, I remember Aspi gave me like, I think Aspi tried to give me the heads up about this when I was in that second season. But they brought, so I was in there with Cesc on that Sarri first pre-season. So it was with me and Cesc. I think Copper might have been there, and they were trying to bring Jorginho in. N'Golo was obviously there, wasn't he? So N'Golo, Cesc, and me. Maybe I can't remember if Kovacic was there at the time. But then Aspi's like, Drinks, if they bring like Georgie in, which they want to, like you need to think about what you want to do here.
Wow.
I heard. Is it true? Correct me if I'm wrong. I saw somewhere in an article you were given like an hour to.
Yeah, an hour. Yeah. So I remember. So Sarri's English again when he came wasn't the best.
Wait. What happened? You got given an hour to find a club.
Yeah, mad. Honestly. So that first window after that summer, it was like the last day of the window. So my son was like a year old here as well. So I've got like stuff off the pitch that I'm focusing on as well. So I remember Zola and Sarri said, Zola come and see me and said, Drinks, that Gafford like to see you. So I was like, yeah, buzzing, sweet. Like didn't expect anything from it. Come up and he's like, I think you should go on loan. So I was like, what? Like, what time is it? I was like saying, I've got an hour to get a club. What do you mean?
That is mad.
And he's like, no, loads of like, I've got like a Serie A teams, loads of teams asking about you. Like, no, like I ain't going out of England. Like, are you mad? Like,
just had a kid.
Just had a baby. Like, I'm like I'm a footballer, but I'm a dad. Like I'm a dad. Like I ain't going anywhere. And he's like, well, you know, you might get frustrated. I was like, well, I'm gonna get frustrated, aren't I? Like this is a joke.
You know, when you look at you went on all these loans. You went 4 loans: Burnley, Villa, a Turkish. Where did you go? Turkey.
Pass, yeah.
And then you went to Reading. What? How come they never worked out? What's your?
I think, I mean, Burnley was a tricky one. So I did that move because I wanted to be close to my son again. Like that was just my sole move for Burnley. I knew football wise, it wasn't nowhere near what I wanted to be at or play like. So, and you know, me and Daesh, like we were never going to work. And then
Why is that?
I had him out alone when I was 18 or 19 at Watford, and we used to like just
Bump
clash,
heads.
like bump heads like mad.
Is it?
Anything. Do you know, just one of them people like you just. Yeah.
Was it because he was like the style of football, or just his old mannerisms?
I think it was just I think it was just him and just me. I think we were just butting heads at everything.
He would make the team work hard, though, innit? Like,
I love hard work, though. It wasn't that. I love hard work. I love grafting. But I think it was just... I went there wanting to be close to him and wanting to get fit. That was my sole aim. And then obviously wanting to play. And then when I wasn't getting fit and wasn't playing, I was like, the fuck have I come here for, man? Like, this is a joke. I'm at Burnley and I'm not even playing. So then... But then I had, off the pitch, I was close to my kids, so I was like, just deal with it, it's fine.
Did you become a person that, like, you didn't even recognize yourself in that period of them loans not working?
Yeah. I was like, and I'd get so frustrated with myself as well. I wouldn't know how to manage it.
That's imagine that mentally that's tough. I'm telling you, to work like that.
Yeah, I mean that's how that thing happened at Villa.
What?
When they had butted that guy, like, you know, on a pitch, mate, it's all handbags in it. You kind of just push each other and it's done. But like because my head was that going, like, I couldn't switch it off.
You just do out of body experience.
Yeah, just like I'd be trying. So when I got to Villa, that's one thing as well with Villa. Like I wish Villa worked. That's one thing because honestly, it's a good club. That
you mentioned the headbutt there. Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just a really good club. Like I could see like similarities between that and Leicester. Okay. It's like family, like kind of orientated, and I was like, oh, buzzing. Like this feels a bit like homeless. Can live at home, just travel, and I was like, oh. Got to get stuck into this. I remember doing like, I used to go into training. I used to swim before training. I used to go in the gym before training. I used to train and do extra after. I think like 2 months in, obviously the games at the start were like a joke. I was so unfit. I was a shambles, to be honest. But I remember 2 months in thinking like, fucking hell, like I can't get fit yet. Cannot get fit.
Why though? If you're putting in all that work.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I was fit, but I wasn't match fit. And I remember it was COVID. Like COVID happened, and then I was thinking, oh, buzzing! I've got like a mini pre-season here where I can like
get ready,
catch up with the lads. And I remember after that mini pre-season, we played Leicester, and I was thinking, fucking, I feel like my old self here, flying, hamstring.
Oh wow!
Yeah, grade 2. Straight after it, I was
that's
like,
what I'm saying. They kill you.
Oh.
So with that.
Sorry, can we stick on Villa for a second? Just one question.
Yeah, go for it.
You played with you must have played with Grealish at the time.
Yeah.
What was you thinking when you saw him at the time? Obviously, you played with loads of players.
He's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good. Yeah, he's. I know he's. I mean, I don't know if he's struggled at City. I know he's rumours about him leaving or not leaving or whatever, but he can carry a team in. Oh. When
given a bit of freedom.
Yeah, when he's given freedom, I remember watching him. So the game, it was mad. Like, so the game before I went to Villa, or 2 games before, it was Burnley v Villa, and I was on the bench watching. And I said to Villa's gaffer afterwards, I said, fuck, like, never really seen him play much, but like, watched him there, like, live, and I was like, he's just a joke, isn't he? Like, he's just literally, he'd get the ball off a corner, like defending a corner, and he'd take it like 50 yards up the pitch and win a free kick. And that's like to relieve pressure, like it's unreal.
I think Jack will one day, when he speaks about it, will go, I'd done what I wanted to do at Man City and I was part of the most successful period of their history, which was great, but it wasn't the most enjoyable football. that I played.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's what will be the way that he would
I can see
sum it
that,
up.
definitely.
Because he said in that interview, remember once he goes, in his first season, he was in his head. He didn't want to make the wrong pass. That's what he's thinking about. And that's not the Jack Grealish we knew or saw at Villa.
Yeah, he's got shackles on, it looks like to me.
I think that's the thing with big clubs as well, though.
What's that?
Like in general, so like he's gone from Villa where he had freedom galore, like on the pitch, off the pitch, whatever, he could do what he wanted, and then he's gone to like a big club and everything's just different. Everything's different. So he's probably watched a lot more, and then his training is different, his expectations a bit different. I think he's just like
a lot of
shackles,
fans
like
will
you
go
said.
a lot of fans will go like, well, what's different? Still playing football?
No, it's different, man. It's so different.
Like, what? Give me like, because I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
When there's like the pressure every game and expectation to win every game, it makes you naturally go a little bit like that. When I'm playing the ball, I'm not as loose, not as free, not as like just playing just because I just want to play. We're just playing it. No, you're playing for an outcome, to cross, to shoot, to score, to win. It's
different from trying to keep Villa up, and if you work hard, you'll still get a pat on the back.
That is a pressure.
It is a pressure, but it's different.
It's different.
It's different.
It's not like a.
No, it's different. Yeah.
I
feel like, like a little loss of confidence in a team like Villa it's just a little loss of confidence. I feel like it was a little loss of confidence in a team like City. It's a big dip. Or like, if a little drop in fitness, like maybe coming back from an injury, like the gap isn't massive, but then you go to like, I don't know, a United, a City, and then the gap is big. So I just feel like these gaps that need bridging that are way bigger than what they would be at like maybe like a mid-table or lower table.
Also, like a dip in form at Villa for 3 or 4 games, it's not spoken about.
Yeah.
A dip in form at a title-chasing team is he good enough anymore?
Yeah, and you're going to stay in the team. You're going to stay in the team at Villa.
Yeah.
Like, you might not... Say, if you're striking, you've not scored a goal in 4 or 5 games, you're going to stay in the team because you might bring something a bit different other than just a goal. Like, you need to score and bring that something different. Otherwise, you're out. Like, that again is the added pressure and stuff. But I guess that what makes football a bit exciting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you say that that's a similar gap to you, for example, when you look at Leicester, where you could have gone away with a 1 or 2 bad performances, but at Chelsea the standards are different and the gaps that you're talking about.
Yeah, 100%. And again, you're replaceable. I mean, everyone's replaceable anywhere, but when you've got a squad like you have at somewhere like Chelsea or United or Liverpool or whatever, then it's a quick sub, innit?
Just quickly, but you mentioned the headbutt of Villa. What was that about? I didn't.
It was mad. It was like petty stuff. So the game, it was the day after we played Leicester away, and bear in mind I've obviously like dominated there and stuff, and I didn't get on the pitch, and we lost like 3-1, I think, and I've come away scratching my head thinking like, I know I've been shit at Villa, but like that's ridiculous that. And then I've gone in the next morning, training in a small-sided game, and I can't remember what's been said, but I think he told me to shut up, man, and that's what I mean. When you get told to shut up, you either like have a little argument and it just disappears. But I couldn't let it go, and we ended up like walking. I just knotted him out. Yeah.
And that's pressure, isn't it? That's like all the things, the emotions.
Yeah, so many different things going around. Yeah, like if I was playing, that would never have happened for a start. Like it just wouldn't have got there. Or if it wasn't Leicester, if I wasn't playing at Leicester the night before, it wouldn't have got there. But it was just the timing of it was just
right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So emotions can change everything.
Yeah.
And I got battered for that, like fines, like
Wow.
I got battered.
You got fined?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
How much? Like a week's wages?
Nah, 2.
2 weeks' wages?
Yeah, 2 weeks for that.
For a little headbutt?
It's a little head.
Got a big forehead.
That must have been some headbutt, boy. Wow.
Oh no,
2 weeks.
It was out. Yeah.
What else? Wages and what else?
I was banned for the week at the training ground. Couldn't go back. But yeah. It was bad, man, because I think he was obviously like, it's embarrassing, isn't it? So like, and he didn't deserve it. That was me being a dick, to be honest.
Obviously, the weekend we've had some good football. Well, Liverpool got beat in the final.
Newcastle. London was full of Newcastle shirts then.
Mate, I didn't think going into that game Newcastle had a chance.
No.
Like the whole left side, Gordon and Hall were both out. I was thinking, right, this ain't going to be able to do it. But Liverpool got pumped, man. I couldn't believe it.
Like dominated as well. Like it wasn't like, oh yeah, they just about like Newcastle were on it the whole game.
This last week has been a bad week for Liverpool, even though they're going to win the league. But they've gone out of the Champions League, and they got pumped, I think, over 2 legs, and then they got pumped in the final. Do you think that changes anything with Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold in their decision making about staying?
Possibly. I think if they see it through and win the Prem, it might kind of balance it back out. I think if you ask them now, they might be contemplating, but I think if it's a bit cold at the minute, innit? So I think, you know, after they lift the Premier League, maybe, then you ask them again, it'll be a total different answer.
I just got a feeling that, especially Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, if they dominated the Premier League.
Yeah.
But a Premier League where there's been no real challenger, that's a testament to them, but it's not been as close as the last couple of years. And it's kind of dropped off a bit in that sense. But not to take anything away from them. But if they'd have won the League Cup as well, and it's probably gone semis minimum Champions League, then I think they're going, we're onto something here.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there thinking they might be going, are we as good as we thought we were before this last week, or what? I think there's more questions now that they never had.
100%, because even if you look at, for example, Mo Salah, who's the main man, he's the talisman, he's looking up top and he's going, ooh, I got Jota here and I got, you know,
Darwin
Núñez, who is probably going to go. But you start to think, can we go back next year and win the Champions League? I don't think so, man. I think they've been lucky this year as well, that everybody's laid on the ground for them and made it easy.
I don't know, not lucky, they're a bit strong, bruv, to win the Premier League. You can't be lucky.
Yeah, they are. They're a strong team.
Did you ever celebrate tackles? Because you see at the weekend, Joe Linton's like, it's like he scored a goal sometimes when he's celebrating a tackle. Would you ever do that?
I would, yeah. I mean, maybe not like visually, but inside I'd be like, fucking come on.
It's true. I've done it. I can't remember any.
Or a big header, all that. Like, it's a good
celebrate
feeling.
Someone else's tackle.
Oh, yeah, like when you're watching it on. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
Because I see him get a bit of stick. Oh, he's celebrating like he scored goals. Like, but no, but sometimes it is like a tackle, especially in England. Sometimes foreigners can't understand it when they come and play for the team and they're going after a game. How many times players that just join us and go, the fans are crazy, where you go away to an away ground especially, and they tackle one of our players and the whole crowd are going mad. And the players are looking around sometimes going, what the hell's this? But a tackle was like, it creates a different energy in a stadium. Man.
Oh, yeah, a massive wave of energy. It's, I mean, you can almost turn the whole momentum of the stadium around with a tackle. Was it Declan Rice who made the oh, mate, like, that's a buzz, that.
One at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think your instant reaction is where the cameras want to celebrate a tackle.
True, it's true.
But you don't need to do that though, because you got cameras everywhere. So I'm not buying that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you make a big tackle and you enjoy the tackle, you ain't gonna be like thinking before the game you want to celebrate a big tackle.
Yes,
you're just gonna enjoy it. I wouldn't personally.
It comes out. I think it's a natural reaction that you just go, nah. And it means the moment of what in the game, what it means to the game as well. Like, you make a tackle, last ditch tackle. Mate, I'm celebrating. I'm going over and slapping his chest. Yeah, 100%.
If you said that with like a celebrating a goal and then they've gone away and danced, they've obviously like that's preempted that. They've clocked it. They probably practiced it in the mirror.
So why can't a midfielder or a defender do that though, Danny? Because in my opinion, you're less likely to score. If I'm putting in a crunching tackle, I'm telling you now, if we go to goals right about now, right, and I crunch either one of you, I'm celebrating. You're gonna tell me I ain't pre-planned that? I'm telling you now, that's what I will do.
No, but it's different.
No, why?
I don't know.
I'd say it's different.
But I
ain't dancing in the mirror, mate, after a tackle. After a goal, I might see what I've got, but
I've danced a few times after a couple of goals.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but if you can dance, mate. I'm just stiff, like I ain't dancing.
Hey, you got to move.
Oh no, trip on me.
What are you like on a night out? Are you one of those guys who just like stands there?
Oh no, I just like get the shots in and like see where my head goes. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, we spoke about, obviously you talk about Liverpool, Newcastle. It's funny how Dan Burns become like the figure, isn't he? Like, he is like...
Yeah, you know when League Two he's come from as well.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know when his journey to get here, you see the letter his dad wrote?
No.
He posted it online. We need to get that letter talking about like his journey. When the takeover happened with a Saudi group, he said to his dad, it looks like that dream's gone now. Never going to buy a player from Brighton. And then they bought him.
Wow.
And his dad talks about it in this letter. It's like it's a
good
touching
that.
letter. It's unbelievable. But
That's class.
then obviously he gets and scores the winner. But like,
See him at Box Park.
yeah, but you talk about like living legends. That's a real life living legend now.
Yeah.
In Geordie land in Newcastle. He goes out in Newcastle now. My man's never buying drink, dinner, nothing. He might get free clothes now for life. I don't know, but he is a real legend.
He is.
Like we talk about legends,
No,
get thrown about
he
flippantly.
really is. Do you see the picture of him and Shearer yesterday?
Yeah.
Mad. Like,
Shearer-
you just look, you go,
Deep down, Shearer's gutted.
yeah.
Deep down, Shearer's
Took his
fuming.
title,
He
yeah.
took the title. King of Newcastle, no more. It's gone. Statue of Dan Burns incoming.
The dance, everything. Like,
I've
he's
seen
on
that
it.
dance.
He's on
It's
it.
Yeah,
brilliant,
yeah.
isn't it?
Is that a bit of you?
Nah,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Just back to that, by the way, Dan Burn and the goal. Like, some header, by the way. But how did the Liverpool team not change tactic? They got Konate, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, Konsa, Szoboszlai. There's 5 players there above 6 foot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Why is one of them not going to mark?
Man marking as well, or the others in zonal?
The other, Van Dijk and Konate were zonal.
Yeah.
And then McAllister was marking the biggest man on the pitch, biggest man in the Premier League, right? And I'm sitting there going, okay, the first one, they've tried something new. Second one, third, I'm thinking, right, half time, he's won every header, by the way, about 3 or 4 corners.
Yeah.
Half time, I'm texting in my groups, surely they're going to change it. Like, put Konate on him, or one of the other guys who's bigger. Mate, same thing, score the goal.
That's madness, that.
But this is, it
I
goes
would
back.
have, in the game, you've got to just be
I was going to
shouting.
say, it goes back to what you were saying though,
yeah.
game management. Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's following instructions, but you gotta be able to like spot something. Or Virgil, or one of these guys that are like the leaders who've got a voice.
Yeah, you think so.
I understand following what the manager wants tactically, in game. Because if I make a decision as a captain or as a player on the pitch and go, right, you got to press now out of possession or whatever, and that's against what the manager said, that has a domino effect on everyone. But a set piece, surely you go, listen, I'm big, get someone bigger on him. Move, you come back in here now. And I think I've been a part of that in games where you go, right, if it doesn't work, fuck, half time I'm going to take it on the chin with the manager. But we're getting fucked here. I have to change it. Do you know what I mean?
I remember in the Champions League away at Roma, so Gaz, Cahill, David Luiz were playing left and right, one either side, and then like before the game they changed it, like just, I don't know like what side or whatever, but they changed it. We got pumped something like 4-1. And after, like, the gaffer went nuts.
Because the manager didn't change it,
the manager didn't change it. So that's like on the other side where a player does take responsibility and then it goes like tits up, like it's an issue, do you know what I mean?
Well, you don't want to change centre-back
Like
positions and get beat
left
for.
side, I know it's mad, isn't it? But yeah, he lost his head there. And like, I think even Michael Amanolo come down to the dressing room and like had a big pop on that as well.
Wow.
That's like challenging the manager's authority.
Yeah, I think that's why Michael got involved, because it was like that's too far. That.
Well, what about Conte? Would he have been alright with that?
Nah, he was fuming. Yeah.
Is it?
He didn't even come in. He was fuming after that game.
Is it?
Yeah, he was raging.
He looks like a hothead, doesn't he, Conte?
Yeah, he's passionate, man. Mate.
Is
Yeah,
it?
emotional.
Did he unload on anyone when he was there?
Nah, do you know what's? He wouldn't pull him out, but he'd just make him disappear. I think he did it to David. I think David Luiz that season was 21s.
No way.
Yeah, for like 3 months at the end.
Houdini, you know?
Yeah,
It's like gone. You're gone.
Out the first team, mate. See you later.
when you look back now, obviously you finished, and you know, ideally when you look at your age, you could have carried on playing.
Oh yeah.
Why is it that you never went to another club afterwards? I know you've gone through a lot, but surely
I just got a bit sick of football, to be honest. I think it was more the politics side of it. I mean, I love football. Like I probably play more games now than I ever have.
What, in goals or something like that?
No, I've run about me still.
Do you?
Yeah. With the lads, yeah. There's loads of us. Jolien plays. Stevie Ireland, Bardo, Simo.
yeah, I've been there before.
There's loads of us, mate. It's
crazy.
class. That's on a Tuesday. I play with like schoolmates and that on a Monday. Tuesday with them.
Bloody hell.
And then we got like...
Stephen Ireland's there as well,
Yeah.
bossing it, innit?
He's good, mate. He's good.
Bossing
Probably,
it.
I mean, he's probably
He's
fitter
probably the
now
best.
than he was a
Yeah,
player,
isn't
to be
it?
honest.
Crazy.
So just going back to that point, like, because that's one of the main questions. When we said you were going to have you on and you were going to come on, one of the main questions I think I had, and probably lots of fans would have, is that for someone who achieves so much, winning the Premier League with a successful team, Champions League football, and gets a massive move, doesn't work out, but then doesn't really find a club to play regular football after. Why is that?
I think, to be honest, I think I hoped that I'd be able to like. So season on loan at Reading. I think I played like 30 plus games. So I'm thinking I've proved them fit. So I should easily be able to go into a Prem side here that's like looking to stay up at least. And it don't work like that. Like I was nowhere near the level what I could be for that. So I think me hoping that probably like my expectations were miles off it for a start, and then I'd get like offers from like Championship abroad and all that, and I just don't think my head was in it. So I think first of all my expectations probably killed that. At the end, I didn't really enjoy my football at Reading.
Who was that under? Paul Ince?
Yeah, so sorry, Paul Ince came in, but I think it was Paolo. I was there until about February, and Ince came in, and I said I didn't enjoy it, but I started to enjoy my football a little bit again. But it wasn't enough for me to commit to another contract somewhere.
So you just then thought, right?
Yeah, I just thought like, I've got other things I can like crack on with that I enjoy. So
building sites,
screwdriving.
That's mad though, isn't it? Like when you've given all your life to a game, and it's a short career anyway.
Yeah, it's short. Yeah,
because that's what some people, even me, I'm sitting there going, would you just not try and just churn it out a little bit? But everyone's different. That's what you got to accept.
Yeah, it is. Everyone is different, and I couldn't. I think this going into details again, but I think if you've played with like Champions League players, Premier League winners, and like grew up at United, and then I didn't want to finish like receiving a pass at my knee. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to do it.
I played a behind the closed doors game with Rio once, behind closed doors. And mate, I see my man unload on some player like I've never seen before. Like I thought to myself, that's the first time I said, yeah, this is the real Rio. Like at one point, it's all behind closed doors. I said, Rio, leave him alone. Like honestly, it was one bad pass, and you would think the guy like committed the worst crime assault you've ever seen.
No, I don't understand what he's saying in some respects because you're passing the ball and going like, we're trying to play a game here. What the hell are you doing, bro? Like, fix up.
It is hard. He did, and it wasn't even like a bad pass. He didn't pass it to Rio.
No, but you do get head loss. I understand what you're saying.
So I can only imagine what you're going through. But I don't know, man. I still would have taken that championship money though.
Looking back,
I
wouldn't have took it. No.
You made the right decision in your head. And that's the only decision and opinion that matters.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, your own. Yeah. Oh, after that Reading loan, I like tried keeping so fit, probably fit as like I've been for like 3 years, and I was ready to go to a club, but because I wasn't getting an offer that I wanted me to jump in, like I just let it simmer out.
You must be expensive then.
Must have been on some big wages.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like,
it's hard. No, but when you've been on money, then you get offered money. It's just.
But that's my point. I think it's like we can all sit here and judge, and there'll be fans that will be sitting there going, "Are you taking the mick?" Because it's a lot of money to everybody else, which is fine. But the only opinion that matters is his. If he's not happy with that, and he's going to be happier elsewhere, and listen. My man's bouncing in this studio. He looks happy as I've ever seen him. Yeah, so he's obviously made the right decision for himself, and that's all that matters. You and your family are happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done, man.
Exactly, thank you.
Well, listen.
No, I couldn't have done another year in the champ, mate. My head would have fell right off.
Was it like playing ball to people when you was turning around?
It would have gone. I probably touched the ball like 4 times in a game.
So listen, Dan, thanks. Really appreciate you coming in. Nice, a little nice journey on the train for you.
Yeah,
you going straight back?
No, you can't go into the big city without having a look, can you?
Night out. No, it's nice. We'll enjoy it. Listen, man, we got Jed Spence coming on as well, by the way. We interviewed him this week, so make sure you're ready for that. We've got Materazzi coming as well, World Cup winner, headbutt, Zidane, etc. So we touch everything on there. So yeah, man, there's loads of content coming up on the channel. Stay tuned, tell a friend, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's go.
Joel Beya, Rio Ferdinand, Danny Drinkwater, signing out. Peace.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Rio Presents. Hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be here every Monday throughout the season, so tell your mates and all get involved, man. If you've got a point you think we should be discussing or want to put us on the spot with a question you want answering, get in touch using the fans first at rioferdinandpresents.com email address or use #RFP on social. Make sure you leave us a review and follow this Rio Ferdinand Presents feed, and you'll never miss an episode. See ya on the next one.